YouTube, how's it going? We are going to smoke the Black Ice Cream by Nomad Ezra Zion. I already pre-cut it when I stopped to go to the bathroom. Grand Lizard, whatever. Anyway, semi-close foot like usual. Most of their cigars are that way. Ooh, deep, rich espresso right off the get-go. Yeah, very dark, rich espresso, like you're chewing on a bean. Slight bitterness to that espresso bean, but it's the kind of bitter I like, that coffee bitter. There's a slight pepper on the retro, but I mean, it's right at light up. Most cigars have that, right? Mm. There's a dark chocolate, like a baker's chocolate in it, not a sweet chocolate, dark chocolate, but kind of a baking dark chocolate. Climbing a hill right now, 7% grade. We're holding at 35 though. We're holding at 35, and we're heavy. And it's 104 outside. Perfect conditions. Mm. There is a slight sweetness to it, not like it's not infused. They're not infused cigars, but the tobacco has a slight sweetness with that very rich espresso baker's chocolate, which doesn't really make sense that it would have a little bit of sweetness, but it does. Usually, as they warm up, they get a little bit of sweetness come out in them. Now we got a 8% and a 10% downgrade for the next 8 miles. Yeah, it starts out at 8% for 4 miles. A lot of these cigars, the Ezras, are this flavor profile. Very deep, rich espresso and dark chocolate-ish with a sweetness. And they always start out with a little bit of spice on the retro, and then they smooth out and get very creamy. Slow her down a little bit. You can shoulder, let some of these people pass. Come on, people. Jeez, I'm kind enough to get over. Get on it. Get on it, sucker. That's what irritates me. That's why I don't do it very often. In California, it's 5 or more behind you before you have to pull over, but sometimes I try to do it when it's only 2. But man, it sure irritates me when I do it and they just take their sweet ass time to get by me, and I'm running out of a shoulder, like a turnout shoulder. You know, I don't want to drop my speed too much. I mean, it's like a truck is doing you a favor getting over. Get by them real quick. Use that pedal, that right pedal, push it down, and get by the truck, and then slow down. You know. Anyway, little rant right there. It happens a lot more than I like to say. So I get to where I won't even do it unless there's a line behind me, and then by law I'm supposed to. I'm not always a law follower. Kind of do a little bit of outlaw trucking around here, up in these parts of the hills. Just joking, DOT. We follow all the rules. But no, if a truck's kind enough to get over for you, get by them real quick. That's that simple. Don't make them have to come almost to a stop to get going again by doing you a favor. Not you guys. You guys are just my therapy right now. Anyway, this is smoking good. I mean, I have, out of all the Ezra Zions I've smoked, they've all been great. There's been a couple that were just like, okay, but they were still good. I've not had a bad one yet. And the reason I like them is I like that very dark, rich espresso flavor with that slight bit like you're chewing on a bean with a very dark chocolate. I don't like dark chocolate in general, but in a cigar, with that, it just goes very well for me. So anyway, that's where we're at. I'm going to take this big-ass band off here in a second, and I'll come back. That's what it looks like without the band. Beautiful wrapper. On average, the wrappers are 4 to 7 years old, aged. Same with the filler a lot of the time. They don't really give you any information on where it's from, usually. It's kind of just, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So I never really even pay attention to it. As you guys know, I don't really do that anyway in my videos. Every once in a while I will. But I'm used to the Ezra's not really giving you much information on them except kind of how old they are, like the tobacco. Mm. Creamy finish on that retro. Slight little bit of like sweet white pepperish. Not very much though, very minute, just enough to let you know there's a little bit of something there. But the cream, with that espresso, same on the finish. And the construction on these are great. If I let it, we can get a big old long ash on these. But I blew the truck out today and I don't want to drop one. I mean, it don't take much to grab the little air gun and blow it out, but try to keep it nice for a little while, right? Before we get all dirty again. Mm. Like I said, a lot of the profiles for a lot of the different ones, whatever it is, are going to have a lot of the same flavor notes. But that's why I keep going back to this brand, is because I dig those notes. Granted, some of them are going to be a lot different. Some are going to have a more of a natural sweetness. Some are going to have more of a pepper to them. More of a chocolate than espresso, more of espresso than chocolate, or a mix. But that's pretty much kind of the profile you're going to get through an Ezra Zion. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I've heard it both ways, so I don't know. And the smoke on the mouth is like silky smooth. Very smooth, soft. Anyway, that's how we're progressing. bouncy, bouncy. I'm not sure how well that's coming up without any background to it to kind of get the camera to focus just on the cigars. So anyway, we'll be back. Whiskey Town Lake, man-made lake, and there's literally a town called Whiskey Town underneath the lake. It used to be called, well, it used to be a town, Whiskey Town, and then decided to make this lake and flooded it. Big fire come through here a couple of years back called Car Fire. It was at the time it was the biggest fire in California history. Big one. 8 people lost their lives in that one, including a couple of dozer operators. Anyway, and a captain, firefighter captain. It's where the famous fire NATO happened, was this fire. Anyway, no doom and gloom, right? The cigar is smoking good. That's why I don't do a lot of reviews. As you guys know, I have a lot of Ezra Zions cigars. I get them all the time, right? That's why I don't really do a lot of reviews on them, because they kind of are all around the same profile. So I might figure out how to do a shorter video of them just to show the cigar and kind of give a quick rundown, and then I won't do like a whole cigar of it. So I might do that for the Ezras, just because a lot of them have the same flavor profile ish. It slightly changes. Like right now, instead of the Baker's dark chocolate, it's down to like a candy dark chocolate with a sweetness to it instead of the bitterness. Ooh, I see some bikinis down there. Hey, hey. It's a good day. It's went up. It's 106 now. As we drop further down in the valley, it keeps getting hotter. Ooh, yeah, grind that gear. Oh, come on, baby. Dropping gears, climbing this hill. Highway 299 east. We're going east, but it's from I-5, it'd be west. If you guys look it up on the map. Takes you from Redding to the coast, Eureka. But we're coming home from Eureka. We're going to be home for 24 hours. We're going to do a quick truck reset, get some laundry done, restock the truck, and head back out tomorrow. See how it's about 2:20. Yeah, it's 2:22 right now. I'll get home about 3:30, and I'll leave about this time tomorrow. So exactly like 24 hours. Anyway, all right, we'll be back. Another thing about these cigars is a lot of them are pretty stout. Like, they'll sneak up on you on the nicotine. They don't seem like they're going to be strong, but they're pretty strong. Uh, so it'll wake you up if you get a little tired. You get that espresso, and then you get that kick. So, what's up, Chubby? Every time I pass this cemetery where my dad's at, that's what I yell out when I go by it. That's why I used to call him Chubby. My buddy Ron, well, our buddy Ron, the guy I do the water trucks with, him and I used to call him that all the time. That was his nickname. So every time I pass that cemetery, I yell that out. But anyway, back to this. They're stout. So anyway, we'll be right back. All right, this Black Ice Cream by Ezra Zion Nomad and Nomad. We're gonna go ahead and end the video here. The flavor is the same all the way through, except beginning it was like Baker's dark chocolate, and then it turned into like a candy bar black dark chocolate with that very rich espresso bean flavor, and that's where it's been holding. So we're gonna go ahead and end it. We're almost to the yard, and then we'll be home. Drop the trailer at the yard. We'll take the truck home since we're leaving in 24 hours. So anyway, all right, guys. Thanks for tuning in once again. Well, as always, hold on. Let's make this corner. As always, try to it sticks, and always keep it smoky, my friends.